So, yep. You already know what it is. Southpaw Talk with Southpaw Slick. And today's video is going to be something I want to talk about. And it's going to be based on a clip from Dailyrapupcrew, a podcast I'm really fond of and one I have referenced in other videos. But I watched the whole podcast that they did, but they also have shorts that they cut out from those podcasts. And one of them was about women looking at us as only good for sex as well. One of the female guests said that the reason why a woman would only give sex to a guy and nothing else is because that's all he deserves. He doesn't deserve the other good qualities of that woman. And one of the guys from Dailyrapupcrew said, well, you're doing a disservice to yourself, because if you're only offering sex to a guy and you also want commitment, then that's not going to work, because all he's going to see you is as sex as well. So it's not helping your case either way, which I agree with 100%. I was looking for a Facebook post that I had in my save collection, but it got deleted. But I've been seeing it over time for the past few years about women saying, oh, these guys, they're only good for sex too, or, we're just going to use you guys like you use us. And 9 times out of 10, when you look in the comment section, it's like, okay, fine, cool. I'm cool with that. That's not an insult. For us, that is not an insult. If a woman looks at me as a piece of meat, I'm cool with that. I'm more than fine with that. I said I don't have to try to run game. I don't have to finesse her out her drawers. I don't have to be on that fuckboy shit. I get it up front. I'm cool with that shit. There's nothing wrong with that. If a woman told me from the get-go that she sees me as nothing but a good time or a sexual object, I'm not offended by that. That's perfectly fine with me. Period. Doesn't matter if she's ugly, if she's bad, it doesn't matter. She got a pussy between her legs, right? I'm cool with that. Doesn't bother me one bit, and most other men feel the same way. So you are doing a disservice to yourself for women that move like that. I'm saying if you just want to be a thought and you want to thought us out, cool. Cool, there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's why I said you act like moving like us is going to affect us the same way as it does you. That's why I'm saying you can move like a man, but you can't deal with the aftermath the same way like we can. That doesn't bother us one bit to be seen as a piece of meat. I'm fine with that. So that's why I'm saying it's funny how they be talking all crazy like this. Like come on. And another thing that he brought up, one of the Dailyrapupcrew members, was that when women answer with, I am the table, when you ask them the question, what do you bring to the table? He says that's an instant red flag, because if you're not able to express what you can offer a man, then you're a dub, basically. Now, myself, I made a video about that, like one of my earlier vlogs when I was, still in the other building. And I was talking about how what do you bring to the table is a rhetorical question. Because when a man asks that, he already knows you have nothing else to offer but pussy and a headache. That's it. That's all you're good for. So I'm saying I don't even bother asking that question, because if I'm vetting a woman properly and I'm actually investing time and money into that woman, I see her as something valuable. So I don't have to ask her, what does she bring to the table? Because I can see, or over time, I'll be able to tell what she brings to the table and if it's something that is beneficial or an asset to me. I'm saying both the man and a woman is supposed to be an asset. I said no one should be a liability whatsoever. And as far as going back to the sexual thing, I'm saying us being used as a body, as a kill, I'm with that. I'm with that. You know, like I'm telling you, it doesn't hit us the same way like it hits y'all. I'm saying a woman being smutted out that actually wants commitment, yeah, she's gonna feel, some type of way, or, that might make her feel less than. Us, that's not the case. I'm saying if women smutted me out, I'm cool with that. I said anyone I fucked with that was like a one-time thing or a friend with benefit type setup, that was more than fine with me. I was never offended by it. And I'm more than happy to do a setup like that again. I can do the FWB thing. You know what I mean? No strings attached. I can do that. One night stands. I can do that. I am fine with that. And at times that's preferred. That's why a lot of dudes do the fuckboy shit. I'm saying the thing is, you also see women saying that I just wish guys were upfront. Like they just told us what they wanted from the get-go. Because sometimes that's all we want too. Yeah, that's true. But the problem is, if a dude comes at you that way, you're going to look at him crazy. That's why a lot of dudes do the fuckboy shit, because it actually works. I'm saying if you at least sell a woman a dream and she buys it, you know you're in there. I'm saying if I tell her up front that I don't want anything serious and I just, want to keep this thing casual, we do our thing when we do our thing. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't. The majority of the time it doesn't. Even when it comes to hoe, like women that are already thought it out, even then they'll give you a hard time. I'm saying, but then again, that's when she's really not feeling you. Only certain guys have access to women like that, the top 10, 20%. That's the only ones that can move like that freely. Like be like, I ain't trying to like really rock with you like that. I just see you as a fuck toy, basically. I'm saying only certain dudes can get away with that. Most of us can't. I have gotten away with it, but like I said, that's like few and far between. You know what I mean? I said the majority of the time I actually had to play the game a little bit. Even if things weren't going to be long term, I still had to play the game a little bit. And it's like you get tired of doing that shit. And that's why I'm saying, like, you're also seeing a rise in the prostitution and escort thing. It's like that's the most honest form of the exchange. Like I said, women want money, men want sex. The transaction is right there. Everybody walks away happy. As long as it's two consenting adults, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's why I'm saying, like, that's going to be a growing trend. It already is. You're seeing more people engage in that kind of activity than actually dating and getting into relationships and all that. I'm saying you see people talking about relationships is dead. Oh, do guys even date anymore? I'm saying, yeah, men still date, but I'm saying it's starting to be non-existent because a lot of men see it's not worth the hassle. Or like the Japanese say, mendokusai. What a hassle. Because that's what dating has become. I'm saying playing too many games. Me, I'd rather just keep it, blunt and straightforward. That's it. I'm saying I just look at you as a kill. I'm saying I get the body. I'm on to the next. That's it. Like I said, I'm cool with that. If women want to move like that, trust me, men will be more than happy with that setup. There's no offense whatsoever. So I don't get why women act like that's like offensive. Like y'all dudes are just good for sex too. Some of y'all are only good for sex too. Cool. You know what I mean? Cool. I'm cool with that. Women ain't cool with that. Oh, I only see you as a fuck toy. You just pussy to me. A lot of women ain't cool with that shit. Even if they know they are, they're not cool with that shit. A man, whether he's aware or unaware that he's just good for sex, it doesn't matter because we're cool either way. I know I am. And I said, apparently a lot of guys that react feel the same way, which is the majority. It doesn't matter if the dude is below average, above average. It doesn't matter. Most men think the same and move the same. Now, of course, It would be great to date somebody on a serious level, but that's if the person is worth it. Is the woman worth that kind of treatment? Most of the time, it appears to be no. That's what I'm saying. As much as I hate to admit that, but that's just the generation we live in. But break's about to be over. Southpaw Slick. I'm out.